saw you, girlfriend.
Hey guys. Happy Sunday, right? Like, I'll be honest, every time I'm like, oh, a Sunday call. I don't want to do a Sunday call. And then I get really pumped up. So I'm so thankful that we moved these to Sunday because I feel like it just sets our week up right. So I will be honest. Yes, Friday, I was like gone all day. Saturday was just a wash, and Sunday I haven't done anything. So this is my tracker, but I want to show this. It's a whole bunch of nothing. Hey, Melissa. So we are, going through this Success Club system tracker, and just in case you are just hopping on again, like with this, Beachbody created this, had a test group go through it, and those people that were using this every single day saw like was it 40% growth? Like, it was just ridiculous, the amount of growth. Do you remember what the numbers were, Corey? I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but what I loved is that they took people who were working full-time jobs and who were moms and like had crazy, crazy schedules, and they had kind of failed to find that consistency in their business. But because they used the guidelines and the time amounts, I feel like that was a big thing that those people pointed out, that they stuck to it, like, just to build that consistency and not overwhelm themselves. They stuck to the numbers of what they say to dedicate that time. And they were able to start really building their business and flourish. But I don't remember what the exact percentage was, but they all saw great success with it.
Yes. So we've gone over, proof of the product, initiating connections, doing social media posts. And today, we just want to talk to you about Instagram and Facebook stories. And why I love these stories is because one of the things that we always hear about social media is, like, nobody is seeing my posts. How do I know they're seeing it? What are they doing? What if they don't click like? So many times we hear, like, oh my gosh, this person was clearly watching, and then all of a sudden there came a point when they were ready. This is our way. This is the only way through Instagram and Facebook stories that you can see who is consistently watching your story. They are engaged. They care about what you have to say, because I know I've gotten into like people's posts, on stories, and I'm like, I don't like, this is a coach, like, this is awesome, but click and then move on to the next person. So they see that I've dropped off. If you see somebody is posting or watching your stories, they are basically inviting you to message them, to have some interaction with them. But guess what? It doesn't happen unless you are posting stories. And so I love that Beachbody gave us a few things to post about. And I will tell you that in my effort to like get every box checked off, I've had to get creative. So if you struggle with nutrition, like, that is my area. I can work out 100 times a day and post a million workout videos, but oh, hey, like, I need to do a healthy meal, and it can't just be Shakeology. So it's making me get a little more creative about, what am I having? What are if I'm struggling with this, what am I finding that is working for me? And I shared this on my story last week. Like, it's so stupid. Like, I can prep a salad, I can make a salad, but for whatever reason, the idea of having all the ingredients here, I just won't do. So I brought the pre-made salads from Aldi's, and I shared, this is what I did. And yes, this would be this is a great starter option. If you want to have a salad a day, buy the freaking pre-made salads and just enjoy your life, keep it simple. And so a lot of people are like, yes, like, they need that permission to be like, oh, it's not organic. She's not going to tell me that it has to be organic, and I can't, we've got to meet people where they are. And stories is a place that you can do that you can share that, where it's there for 24 hours. Like, and I get a little nervous because I'm like, oh my gosh, is somebody going to like blow up my, phone? Like, how awful this is. No, they just move on. And guess what? If they did, they weren't my peeps anyway, because my people would be like, that is awesome that you chose that over like chicken tenders. Like, that is a great option. So with these stories, I share, and it's making me, I share Energize one day. I share Shakeology one day. I'll share the beach bars another day. It can't, it's making me switch it up. I can't have, I can, but I don't want every single day, here's my Shakeology, especially because I think for most of us, we drink our Shakeology the same exact way every single day. And they're like, whoop-de-doo, but I've done this in the past a little bit. Tell them why you're drinking Shakeology. What is different about it? Do a quick video, and I love now that Instagram breaks it up for you. Before, I would shoot a video and I would have to go to a different app and break it down into 15-second increments, and then I would have to go back and then post every single one of them. Now, Instagram is getting better. They're finding tools that keep us using that. And so I had heard this from Shalene. It's a story. It should tell a story. Like, why are you starting your day with personal development? Why are you doing this workout? Corey, shared this last week on our call. Like, where were you before? Like, where are you now? Where are you going? Do that with your workout. This is how I felt going into my workout. I had my mama juice. I had some energy. I went in, I did my workout, look at how I improved, and now I feel so much better. You've got to make it like a story, and it's a little bit harder to do that when you're just doing like one picture at a time. So you have to mix it up. You have to do the boomerangs and the videos and the still pictures so that you can see. It's made me have to invite more, but also look to find out who to recognize, who to shout out for showing up for things, whether it's their workouts or their business or another person, whatever. I just love these because it truly gives somebody a behind the scenes. They get to know your personality a little bit better, the unpolished version. And yes, bunny ears all around. You should be taking pictures of this, Dawn. Business meeting with bunny ears at 5:40 at night. Melissa, why are you terrified to do a live video? Since now those are hopping up. You're muted. So the only way that you're going to improve on them is to just do them. They're only there for 24 hours, and guess what? You can always delete them. But unless you do it, they will always be scary. I would tell both of you guys this. You don't sound funny. You don't. You think you do, but you don't. And guess what? As people watch you, you'll realize, oh, they actually want to see me doing this. So I had a friend, she's actually our dog sitter. She reached out because she was like, hey, I just want to get some moms together that are like girl bosses and just figure out, what's working for people, what's not working for people. And she's like, you just seem so natural on videos. You guys, I will tell you, Justin, he has an awful memory half the time, but I'm pretty sure he would remember. During my senior culminating experience for accounting, because that's my background, I shook. And Justin's like a phenomenal public speaker, and we were in the same class. I think he wanted to take my whole presentation and make me sit down because he was like, I can't do this. I am not a public speaker. But because I've practiced with these 24-hour stories, that last 24 hours and then move on, I've gotten better at that to the point that people are like, you're such a great speaker. And you guys, think about who is watching these videos. There are people who want and are genuinely interested in you. So if you are genuinely interested in somebody, are you going to make fun of them or think negatively about them? No. And if they do, they'll click that little X and they'll move on, and you won't see them anyway. They won't pay attention to your stories because you don't have what they're looking for right now. So right now, because you're afraid and putting that fear in front of, your passion to share this with people, you're not able to connect with your true audience. You're not able to help those people that you're supposed to help because you're afraid of some person that's not even watching your stories. So, like, next week, you're going to be talking about responding to all the new likes, comments, and views. You can't do that for 25 minutes if you're not doing the Facebook and Instagram stories too. Because you can post, but they have to click like. They have to comment in order to, in order for you to know that they're watching. I'll have probably 30 to 40 likes on a post. I'll have 70 to 80 people watching a story. So that's the only way to get more people talking. And it's when you do all of these. If you're just doing like a workout clip, if you're just like doing Transform 20 every single day, they're going to get really bored and they're going to stop watching. They're going to be like, oh, that's cool. I have no idea what the heck she's doing. Like, what do those numbers mean? Like, what is this? But if you incorporate, your workout clips and doing both, maybe you have the Transformers one day, maybe you do, I'll do like a watch thing, if my watch is cooperating, or I'll do, videos of my workouts. I know Corey, I think she records like her entire workout. I do love that like they're 20 minutes now. So even if you do record your entire workout, you can get it into like little clips. But you have to have a lot of stories. And generally, I've heard you want 10 to 15 stories. Corey, you tell me if you've heard a different number, but like 10 to 15 stories a day so that people can get to know what you're sharing. And that just takes a lot of effort. You have to be like, oh, what am I going to take a picture of? Or what am I thinking about that I want to share? What could help somebody else if I share this? Another tip with stories, we had talked about the hashtags last week. I feel like these weeks are blending together quickly. 2 weeks ago. Yes, 2 weeks ago. These hashtags, you want to use a hashtag, and Janelle told us this. Use the hashtag, only one hashtag per story. Make it super duper tiny and move it over so people don't see that you're using it. And you want to use hashtags that are over 1 million. Like, you want to use those big hashtags so that now it's showing up for people, because you can follow hashtags. Just like you follow a person, you can follow a hashtag. So now more people are seeing your posts or your stories that aren't necessarily following you right now anyway. So you can go look at them and see, is this a person I want to connect with? And now you have new connections to make that all came through your stories. That Instagram is doing the work, that you don't even have to go out and find them. They have found you because you use the hashtag. You can use filters, switch it up, using the videos, using the boomerangs. What else is on there? Those are like the main ones that I use. Boomerangs, like still shots, videos. And then I take my Instagram story and I take it over to my personal page as well, because there's just a lot of people that don't follow me in both places. So I've had a lot more friends on Facebook watch my stories as well. And that just leads you back to just more connections. So it's another tool in a time that, I keep telling people this, like, this is like the best time to be growing a business, because when Corey and I started, you needed to post on Facebook 3 to 5 times a day. And you needed to send all these random friend requests to people and pray that they were going to accept your friend request. And then you had to pay Facebook and guess what copy was going to convert. And did I hit the right target audience? And is this Now you control it with hashtags and Instagram, and you can go be friends with anybody. So it's just as much as you do your social media post, Corey shared one minimum a day, 2 to 3 times, whatever you can do consistently, but the same with Instagram and Facebook stories. And I will tell you one thing that I learned last weekend. I always kind of fall off the grid on the weekends just because we've got a lot of family stuff going on and I want to be intentional. I don't do well with like having my phone out all the time when I'm like with friends and family and taking pictures at that time. But last weekend, I was like really intentional about going through and doing this. And so many more people were watching my stories on the weekend than during the week. So don't feel like, oh, everybody else is taking the weekend off. No, keep doing those stories. And they're seeing that they can rely on you. Just like posting 1 to 2 times a day consistently on social media is important. Showing up on your stories is just as important. They're seeing the raw behind the scenes, get creative. What value can you offer? Most of us grocery shop on the weekend. So to take a picture of my grocery cart, people could see, oh, like I didn't think to purchase that, or, oh, I wonder what she's making with this. So I just loved that with this, it gave you at least 6 things to post about. And a lot of those things can take 1 or 2 or 3. Sometimes I like to do like 3 workout, 15-second workout videos, but it gives you a lot more ideas of what to post. And make sure you're talking about coaching. Make sure you're sharing that you're hopping in on calls, that you went into our team, Transform 20 group, and how inspired you were and how you love the community. Like, this is your time to be sharing with people about like, hey, I'm on a health and fitness journey, but I'm also a coach as well. And you're sharing that bit so they can see, oh, I can do that too. I see how she's working this like into the cracks of her day. So any questions or concerns or additions from any of you?
I was just writing down a couple things while you were talking. You said 10 to 15 stories, right? I have heard 10 to 15. I've heard 7 to 10. Either way, they're really pretty close. It's just being consistent and showing up and doing what you can. The other thing I want to say is we really should be showcasing that we're doing the 4 vitals every day, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're drinking your shake, if you're doing the performance line, if you're doing your workout, if you're working on your nutrition, that's 4 posts right there. And then getting on team calls, that's another post. Doing your personal development, maybe sharing your favorite quote of the day or a screenshot of what you're reading or whatever. Those are all ideas that you can very quickly come up with 5, 6, 7 posts just off of what you should be doing to grow your business, showcasing what you're doing. And it's another piece to keep you accountable, right? To show up every day to do those things and show people that you are doing it. Because I know for me, like when I first started making those posts every day, not on stories because we didn't have stories then, but showing up and sharing that I did my workout was one of the things that kept me accountable to keep showing up. So maybe this would help to keep you accountable and creating that consistency within your business as well. And then the other thing I wanted to say is if you're afraid to go live, I don't go live a whole lot, like the actual live one. I do a lot of talking on just the normal. I use the hands-free one. It counts down 3 seconds and then it records you. And after I think the 4th or 5th one, my screen goes dark, so I have to touch it so it keeps going. It doesn't stop. But Meg just shared that you shouldn't be doing more than 3 clips of talking at a time. And so I'm going to have to rethink that. I get too winded, even if it's just like, it's my good morning bit when I'm like, good morning, it's Monday, blah, 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 whatever we have going on for the day and kind of showcasing what we're doing. I'm going to have to rethink that because it's true. When I see it's usually other coaches, but there's a lot of talking back to back to back. I'm just clicking through them because I'm either sitting with my family or whatever, so I'm not listening. So I'm talking to no one, essentially. So we need to have a couple that's us talking, so they hear our personality, they get to know us. We have a couple of videos of us doing our workout or whatever, and then you have pictures sprinkled in, but it can't all be talking and like tons of them talking all the time, because nobody's really going to like pay. You're going to have people that do, but most people are either at work on a quick break, or they're in the bathroom, or they're with their families, and they don't want to sit there and listen to 8, 9, 10 clips, right? So just think about that. Don't be afraid to break it up. But when you do that one, you can delete them before they're posted. It's not like you're actually live and people are seeing it live. You can practice. But you guys, I get videos on my Facebook time hop of when I first started doing like lives on Facebook. And they're awful. They're awful lighting. They're awful angles. I never had makeup on because it was after my workout in the mornings, and I had these horrible, awful, dorky glasses, and like they're horrible. But I did it, right? And it's helped me get that confidence to be here and be able to talk more. So just start and fail forward. You're gonna. Well, I'm doing it right now. You're gonna flip over your words and not know what to say, but who cares? That's reality, right? How many of you guys have watched the Rachel Hollis movie? Okay, so I watched it Friday night. And her opening bit for the Rise Above weekend is talking about, she goes, let's talk about my boobs. That's like her opening line. Let's talk about my boobs, because they used to be these perky little things, and now they're socks with, I don't know, she said sand or whatever, and they point down. But that's relatable, and people connect with her because she's not afraid to show that we all have flaws, we all have quirks, we all have these things that we're maybe not proud of, but who cares? We're still awesome people, right?
I have two things to add. So really quick, to Corey's point of what Meg was sharing, no more than 3 of the talking, but she's like, go back and put like little, like a highlight, like one little phrase that you shared in that, so it keeps people like, oh, this is what she's talking about in that. But I will tell you, Corey and I typically every single week after this call, we're like, how was that? I feel like that was awful. Like I was all over the place, whatever. So we still sit there and are like,
In our
6
head.
years into this, yes, saying, could have done better.
I should have said this, I should have done this, or I should have talked more about this, or you can always go back and critique, right?
Yeah. So never, like, it, unless you do it, you are not going to learn. And all 4 of us are moms. We would not let our child be like, I'm really scared to do it, and then say, oh, okay, you don't have to. You don't have to take that spelling test because you don't want to and you're afraid that you won't be perfect. We'd be like, all right, let's move on. This is life. We live, we learn, and we move on. So don't give yourself, just because you're the adult, the out, to be like, oh, well, it's just this little side business that I'm doing. No, go back to your why, go back to your vision and do it. And that's the only way you're going to get better. I will play that mom card.
It's the truth though, right? Remember like what you would say to your kids or to your best friend if she came to you and said, I'm scared to do it. And you would lift her up and tell her all the amazing things that you admire about her because you know that she can. It's the same thing. Just talk to yourself a little bit nicer and tell yourself that shit. Come on. Quit telling yourself all the negative stuff and say, I can do this. It'll be fun and I'm going to grow from it and I'm only going to get better. Like it can't get worse because it's not happening. So it can't get worse. You can only go up, right?
And you're denying yourself the ability to move forward, to be successful in this business, and you're denying that person who is waiting for you to share your story, to get on, even though you're scared. They're waiting for you to be like real and honest and share the truth, share your struggles through the workouts, share what you're eating so that she knows she can do it too. I am a firm believer, like, we will all get exactly who we're supposed to work with at the right exact time. And a little tangent, I never get upset if a coach goes and works with somebody else or whatever. Like, I know that everybody will be exactly where they need to be. And so sometimes I just have to get out of my own way, because there's some other person out there right now that is destined to work with me. It's destined to work with you guys, but she is waiting for you to show up and share with her this amazing opportunity. But until you get there and do that, you're denying yourself and her the ability to move forward. So just do it, and then let us know that you did it so we can love on you. On that, go to bed. No.
On that, go do it live and let us love on you, because you're going to tag us in it and we're going to blow you up.
Yes.
Do girls have any questions? No? All right, cool. Thank you both for being on. Let's take a quick picture. Want to do a boomerang or a picture?
Whatever.
All right, boomerang's on, so it's boomerang. Ready?
Of course it is.
I was getting Beckett when they got a goal, and he was like, all right, ready, go. Dawn was a bobblehead tonight. That she took my role. All right, girls, you rock. Have a great rest of your night. Let's rock this week. Draw the line in the freaking sand and move yourself forward, okay? We will talk with you all throughout the week. Next week, I'm going to stop the recording really quick.